martial arts. He decides he's going to kick Martin, you know where, and he unleashes a violent kick, and Martin is stunned. He gets hit, and now he has to compose himself, and he's really upset. And he looks at Eddie once he gets composed and says, "Now I'm going to have to kill you." Okay, now what I would like to do is, after Pennington describes this much better than I could ever describe to you. So after, I'm going to now read what Bill Pennington has on page 423 of his biography of Martin that kind of describes what happened after this situation. And you can go to the next slide. The sliding glass door will be critical for this. Okay, Billy stormed at Winston, but cooler heads interceded and summarily pushed Winston out of the lobby toward the entranceway of the hotel, which included a circular driveway. 2 or 3 Yankee players and coaches, including Gene Michael, tried to corral and appease Winston outside, while another 1 or 2 Yankee employees desperately scurried around the hotel lobby in an effort to keep Billy from going outside. No one had his hands on Billy. It was more like a game of tag or dodgeball, with multiple people darting around, trying to block Billy's path. Billy was making evasive counter moves, like a football running back hoping to evade a linebacker. Near the sliding glass door entrance, and there you can see the sliding glass door entrance that the course keeps in. At one point, the catcher Ron Hasse played cat and mouse with Billy. With his back to the door, Hasse tried to stay in Billy's way, periodically stepping on the sensor that opened the door. As the doors opened and shut, Billy would back away and try to get around Hasse some other way. Finally, Billy faked left and went right, which got Hasse to step on the door sensor, but also threw him out of position. Once outside, Billy threw himself at the group enveloping Whitson. It became like a 4-man scrum, almost like a group hug, except Billy and Whitson were snarling at each other and trying to throw punches. Eventually, some legs in the group got tangled, and the whole mass of men fell over, with Billy on the bottom of the pile. Billy hit the ground with a thud, the back of his head loudly smacking the pavement. Okay, after they're all piled up on there, they finally grabbed Whitson and grabbed Martin, and they decide to take Whitson to the elevator that is at the parking level, at the ground level. They drag Martin into those sliding glass doors back to the lobby. They're both staying on the 3rd floor, so they almost run into each other on the 3rd floor and continue this brawl. But fortunately, there are people surrounding Whitson and people surrounding Martin, and they got them both into their rooms. Okay, so we can go to the next slide. Now, Martin is attended to by some folks in his room, and he's really beat up pretty bad. He's suffering. And one of the things that's really bothering him is his arm. And I don't know whether he's hurt his arm by fending off one of Whitson's punches, or possibly when he was thrown to the ground, that's what really hurt him. Whitson is also hurting, but no one's really worrying about Whitson as much as they're worrying about Martin. Finally, they decide that maybe, Billy, you need some medical care. And off he goes to Union Memorial, which is just up the road, and to the emergency room. And sure enough, Billy Martin has a broken arm. And so Billy has his arm put in a cast, and he brought back to the hotel. Now, Eddie Lee, the last thing the Yankees want is to have Eddie Lee and Billy Martin in the dugout the next day during that Sunday game. Actually, during this day, during that Sunday game. So Eddie Lee is put in a car on Sunday morning, and a couple of folks drive him back to New Jersey, close to New Jersey in Bergen County. So he's out of harm's way on Sunday at the game. Now, this is really, if you think about it, this is really Billy Martin's first defeat in the baseball world. I mean, obviously we have Dave Boswell, who's a graduate of Loyola High School here in Baltimore, who got horrible beating from Martin. Broke Jim Ruth's jaw in Chicago. And of course, how can we forget the marshmallow sales in Minnesota? So Martin was kind of undefeated in those balls, but obviously loses this one to Ed Whitson. George, when asked about this, when told about this, again wonders whatever happened to that curfew. Actually, George didn't want necessarily Martin drinking after the game, but he said you should stay in your hotel room. You get into trouble in bars. Okay? All right, now we go to the Sunday, the next game. Martin actually shows up, and I actually was there, and I actually never realized Martin had his arm in a cast until I read about it in the papers the next day. We didn't have cell phones with text messages or anything like that back then. When he's asked by a TV reporter here in Baltimore what happened, because he sees the arm in a cast, he said, I heard it's bowling. But then he does bring in the New York Scribe to a little bit wiser, and they say, really, what happened, Billy? And he points out, this is one of the things that happens when you try to be a peacemaker. He claims you're all a peacemaker. Hey, the Yankees won the game, despite the Orioles making it close in the ninth inning with hitting 2 solo home runs, 5-4. So the Yankees did respond by winning 2 out of 3 and broke their losing streak. Okay. Now, the epilogue. Martin is quoted as saying after this incident that he had pitched Whitson because if Whitson can make a difference in the pennant race, he'll pitch Whitson. Whitson never pitches again that year for Billy Martin. Interesting enough, Martin, the Yankees actually did bounce back and go on a little bit of a winning streak and actually get eliminated from the contention in that last weekend against Toronto. The Yankees actually bounced back in this. Whitson doesn't pitch for the rest of the year, and he's got that 5-year contract, and I guess the Yankees are unable to unload him in the offseason. He comes back in 1986 to pitch for the Yankees. Doesn't do really well, and about mid-season they ship him off to San Diego. The Korsky's Inn still exists. It's now part of the Radisson chain, but you can go up there, and in fact, I took those pictures just a couple of weeks ago at the Korsky's Inn. It still exists, and that sliding glass door. The bar is not, the bar in the current Korsky's Inn is not the same bar they had back in 1985. And of course, Martin's story is a rather sad story, because he had that tragic accident on Christmas Day in 1989 when he was killed. So that was that tumultuous weekend. That was what it was all about. I didn't realize that when I got those tickets for that Friday night game and that Sunday game, that all of this would be surrounding it. Of course, you didn't really know about it until you read the papers the next day. Take care now.